Aloha everybody, it's your favorite English teacher here, Yuli. I'm so happy to be back and I should say welcome back. I do apologize for the long waiting. I'm so happy to be back to be able to teach you guys all of these lessons for free. And let me share something with you. I'll try to implement all of the tips that you guys gave me. So based on the feedback, I'll try to improve my teachings. The first thing that I noticed is people, they didn't really know any English. So that was the main reason of why I started this project. It's to teach you English from zero. So the first thing that I would like to implement, it's simply speaking a little bit more Spanish, right? So, ¿qué acabo de decir? Bienvenidos nuevamente, gracias por estar acá. Para mí es un honor gigante. Y nada, voy a tratar de hablar un poquito más de español porque el chiste de estas lecciones, al menos de las primeras lecciones, va a ser que aprendan inglés completamente desde cero. Si ustedes no saben absolutamente nada, creo que este podría ser el primer video. Todos los canales que ya estaban en mi página van a ser útiles en cuanto a pronunciación, ¿verdad? El alfabeto y vocales son cosas que vamos a retomar nuevamente, pero por el momento quiero empezar la segunda temporada, Season Number 2, from scratch, completamente desde cero. Si no sabes absolutamente nada de inglés, este es el momento para aprender, right? So, indefinite articles, A and N. What's the deal with that, guys? Ustedes saben que en español nosotros tenemos los artículos indefinidos, esa es la traducción y esa es la primera clase, que son simplemente unos, unas, ¿verdad? En inglés es exactamente lo mismo, ¿verdad? Hay dos, que son A and N, y vamos a saber la diferencia entre ellos ahorita mismo, right? So, understanding indefinite articles, right? So, we use indefinite articles when we refer to something that we don't know the quantity or we really don't care about, right? So, we don't have to be specific. ¿Qué acabo de decir? Utilizamos los artículos indefinidos para referirnos a algo que realmente no nos importa, algo que simplemente está ahí, que simplemente existe o puede que esté a la vista o no. Y no sabemos absolutamente, o casi no sabemos nada acerca de eso, ¿verdad? Entonces, they are used when the specific identity of the noun, it's unknown or it's not important. I'll give you an example, guys. There used to be a store here. It's an ambush. There used to be a store here. It's an ambush, right? Can you identify the indefinite articles? Yes. Be a store here and it's an ambush. So, antes había una tienda acá. Solo sé que antes había una tienda. No sé cómo se llamaba la tienda. No sé cuándo cerró. Solo sé que, ¡pum!, ahí estaba. Es una emboscada. No es la emboscada, es una simple emboscada. Eso dicen en las películas cuando está el personaje y de pronto lo rodean. So, it's an ambush. That's what they say. Es una emboscada, right? So, let's move to the next slide. The fundamental rule. As you can tell, there are two indefinite articles, right? So, A and N. And it's a very easy way to determine which one to use, right? So we usually use A when the indefinite article precedes a word with the consonant sound, okay? It's consonant sound. That's why I underlined that, okay? I want you to guys pay attention to it. And then we use N, A-N, when it precedes a word starting with a vowel sound, okay? I'll explain this to you guys. La diferencia básica se refiere a la pronunciación. Cae en la pronunciación, ¿verdad? Al final del día, A y N son básicamente lo mismo, solo que cuando nosotros, por ejemplo, estamos leyendo algo, lo utilizamos para que suene mejor. Ustedes saben cómo en español nosotros decimos a veces en vez de usar Y. Se me ocurre, por ejemplo, libros e ideas. Algo así totalmente random, ¿verdad? No decimos libros y ideas. Entonces, en inglés hay algo muy parecido a eso, que sería la utilización del and. Entonces, cuando una palabra en inglés va a comenzar con un sonido vocálico, ¿ok? Sonido vocálico y sonido de consonante, utilizamos and. Cuando empieza con un sonido de consonante, utilizamos a, ¿ok? Now, let's proceed with some examples for each of the scenarios. Consonant sounds, that's the very first one and the easiest, okay? So we use A, just the letter A, the vowel A, when the indefinite article comes before a word that starts with a consonant sound. I gave you guys some examples. A movie, a bottle of water, a ship full of sailors. Una película, no sé qué película es, no sé cómo se llama, podrá ser Terminator, podrá ser Barbie, no me importa, it's just a movie, right? Una película. A bottle of water, una botella de agua que la puedo usar para ir al trabajo, para ir al gimnasio, para ir a clases, es cualquier botella, puede ser de plástico, de lo que sea. Un barco lleno de marineros, a ship full of sailors. No sé cuál es el nombre del barco, no sé si son piratas, no sé si son marinos, solo sé que es un bote, un barco que está lleno de marineros. Super easy. Now let's talk about the next scenario, okay? Vowel sounds, okay? So we previously had consonant sounds and then we have vowel sounds, which is the other way to use N, right? So we use an, when the indefinite article comes before a word beginning with a vowel sound, okay? I want you guys to notice that I said vowel sound and not just vowel, and I'll talk about it in a moment. First, let me give you guys the examples for using N. Now, an achievement, an instrument on the table. I have an idea. Okay, let's go again. An achievement, an instrument on the table. I have an idea. Un logro, an achievement. No sé qué logro es, solo sé que es un logro. No sé, me lavé los dientes temprano esta vez. No sé, salí a caminar 2 cuadras. Cualquier logro, ¿verdad? An instrument on the table. Un instrumento en la mesa. Puede ser un compás si te gusta dibujar. Puede ser un lapicero, unos auriculares. Puede ser cualquier cosa. No sé qué instrumento, no sé qué objeto está en la mesa. I have an idea. Tengo una idea. No estoy especificando qué idea, solo se me ocurrió algo and I want to let you guys know. I have an idea. Now, remember that I said, guys, pay attention to the starting with the vowel sound thing, right? So we have some exceptions, right? I know not everything in English is super easy, but it's just the way it is, right? It is what it is. Now, this is a heads up, right? Not all nouns starting with a consonant have a consonant sound. It's not that obvious, so I forgive you guys. Always pay attention to the sound and not just the letter, okay? This is particularly useful when you are reading something out loud, okay? Let's say that, I don't know, you go to the States or you're in a training, right? And the presenter asks you to read something out loud. So I really want you to pay attention to this, okay? It will be very helpful for those situations. Please notice in these examples that I say an hour and not a hour. I mean, even if I try to say it just like deliberately bad, deliberately wrong, it just doesn't have a ring to it, okay? No me hace clic. By the way, that's a nice phrase over there. It doesn't have a ring, no se escucha bien, right? That's what that means. So, an hour and not at a hour. Please pay attention to this as well. Ustedes pueden decir a and a. Eso depende más que todo en su acento y en ciertas situaciones, pero puedes utilizar intercambiable de una u otra manera, puedes usar a o a cuando estás pronunciándolo correctamente, right? So, an hour, not a hour. An honor, it's an honor to serve you, sir. Not a honor. An honor, we don't say a honor. An honor, an hour. Okay? Now, moving on to the next exception, which is vowels. Okay? In the same manner as before, there will be some nouns that starts with the vowel, but they make a consonant sound. Pay attention to this example. A university. That's a tricky one. You would think that you have to say an university, but it's not. You have to say a university. Okay? I don't want you guys to listen. I don't want to listen to you guys saying an university. I do not want to hear that. A university. Okay? Notice that you. It's not u, it's you. Imagínense en español como que llevase una Y, una Y, ¿verdad? Then we have a $1 store. It's not an $1 store. And you might be asking why. One. It kind of sounds like a U, right? Like a U. But this is the deal. En el caso de one, del número one, de la palabra one, empieza como con el sonido de una W, ¿verdad? Entonces por eso es considerado un sonido de consonante y no un sonido vocálico, porque esa ONE, esa O, hace un sonido de Wu, como Wu-Tang Clan para los que les gusta el rap. Lo mismo para university, como una Y, como que digamos en español lluvia, ¿verdad? O qué sé yo, wonton, los taquitos ricos que venden en la comida china. So, a university, a $1 store, right? Y aquí puedo hacer hincapié en lo que les acabo de decir. Yo prefiero decir a university a decir a university, right? It just has a better ring. Y on the other hand, I'd rather say a $1 store instead of a $1 store, right? So a university, a $1 store, okay? But again, that's interchangeably. You can say whatever you want. You could say it the way you want, okay? Now, there are also some further considerations, right? I just want you to know that besides these two different exceptions, we have also a rule for acronyms. What is an acronym? I do apologize, guys. I had to stop recording because there was a lousy truck outside my place. So let's continue, okay? So acronyms, it's the same as in Spanish, right? Un acrónimo es como una abreviación, ¿verdad? Son las siglas de una organización o etcétera, right? So all these previous rules apply to acronyms as well. And I gave you guys some different examples, right? So I have a society of animal welfare donor was invited to the gala. A society of animal welfare donor was invited to the gala. And then I have an SAW member was present during the event. Okay? Now, en español, guys, so you can understand what I said, un miembro de la Sociedad del Bienestar Animal fue invitado a la gala. The other one, un miembro de la SAW estuvo presente durante el evento. Fairly easy. Notice how I use two different scenarios, A and N. Now, it would be incorrect to say a SAW member. Why? Because the letter S has a vowel sound at the beginning. It sounds like S, right? Like, I don't know, España in Spanish, right? And we should use N, okay? So I'll try to provide more examples to this particular rule because I know it might be a little bit confusing, but always trust your gut in this one and go with the initial sound, okay? Just do not pay much attention to the letter that you see, but rather focus on the sound, okay? So, I don't know, rules. Another example rule would be a rule. And then we have acronyms. Acronym. An acronym, right? So, with those two words, the rule is fairly easy. I know that acronym starts with the vowel A, and then rule start with the consonant R. So, fairly simple, okay? But then it gets a little trickier. and we had to go by the sound. Okay, so for example, and I don't know, a saw, an SAW member, we would say N, because S, that particular acronym, start with this sound that is S, okay, like a vowel. So that was it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed the lesson. I always try to be very brief, so I hope that this only took like 16 or 17 minutes. If you guys have any tips, if you found a concept rather difficult to understand, just let me know, okay? You can just send me a text and I'll be happy to elaborate for you. On the other hand, guys, I just want to let you know that I still have some spots for private tutorships. So, si ustedes quieren estudiar conmigo, quieren tener lecciones privadas, solo tienen que escribirme y podemos agendar una lección demo gratuita. Fue un placer, guys, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.